In this video, I'm going to tell you how to get a yellow fever vaccine in Medellín, Colombia. What's up? I'm Willie. I've been here about 2 months. This is my second stint here. I'm fully nomadic, so I move around the world every few months. Had a 3-month stint here last year, and I arrived here at the turn of the year, and I didn't really have my full itinerary ready for where I was going to be for the rest of the year. And as I was planning, I landed on heading to Kenya later in the year, and well, I'm already in Colombia, I'm not in the United States. And as an American, I wanted to know where I could get a yellow fever vaccine. And it's really hard. I've lived in South America and Latin America for the last year, and my level of Spanish is más o menos, right? I've learned within the last year. That's been my entire education in Spanish. A lot of deeper conversation stuff is difficult, and if you're like me and you have maybe a little bit of Spanish, you definitely want to prepare for this, but it was actually pretty easy. And so what we did was we reached out to, we have a friend here, we talked to him a little bit, and we reached out to our Airbnb host and talked to him to see if he could help. And we finally got a recommendation that was right around the corner. We were staying in El Poblado, and we found Clínica Medellín was right around us. So we just walked right over there, and we didn't really know too much about it, but we saw on this big sign, you'll see it as soon as you walk in. We'll put the address for the Clínica in the description here on the video. But yeah, you'll see the big sign. It'll say vaccination or vacuna in Spanish, and you go up to floor 8 or piso 8, and up there you'll see the office. On that big sign when you walk in, it says the office number too, so it'll be pretty easy to find when you get up to floor 8. You go over there. You will need a decent amount of Spanish. I was able to handle it myself without a translator, but if you don't speak any Spanish, you'll probably need at least your Google Translator. You want to go in there, there will be a receptionist. She's super nice, very helpful. Make sure you bring your passport, by the way. You definitely will need that in order to register, and you'll need to know where you're headed if you need an international one. The one that they'll give you there, just so you know, is just for Colombia. We'll talk a little bit about how to get international ones in just a second. And you also want to know the cost, which is about $30. You can pay with your card or you can pay with cash. Either one works, so you don't have to worry too much about that. But we went in there, we wanted to do it another day, so we were able to make an appointment for Wednesday. It was like Friday when we went in, and everything was cool. But if you want to get it on site, that was fine. She could have easily given it to us right then and there. It wasn't really that much of a painful experience. Didn't even really have any kind of issues with the needles or anything like that. And side effect wise, everything was fine. You might hear different things about what you might experience with vaccinations and such, but I was totally fine. There is something with the international though. So the vaccine card that they'll give you at Clínica Medellín is just going to be for Colombia. So you'll have to go somewhere else in order to get a card that will allow for you to have entry into countries that require yellow fever vaccine. And got it for Kenya, right? If we want to go to some of those neighboring countries around Kenya, we need to have it back to as well to enter back into Kenya. So we needed to get this card. We'll put the name on the screen here. I don't want to botch the name. And so I have the international card here, and then you have the local card as well. So the local card is white and the international card is yellow. Super friendly women, just like in Clínica Medellín. You won't have any problems. But again, if you don't have a decent level of Spanish, you probably just want to prepare to use Google Translator again over there. But they're super helpful. It was entirely free to get the next card as well. It was 7 minutes, I think, in a car ride from our apartment. It was really easy to find. There's a gate out front, just you'll have to talk to the security guard. Just tell them what you're there for. Make sure you don't say you're there for a vaccination. Let them know that you're there for the paper. I think you can actually get your vaccination over at this place too. We didn't do that, and so I'm not really sure, and I don't want to give you too many details about what it is or what it isn't, but I did hear it might be free. So if that's something that you might be interested in, if that's you want to travel over there and try it out, you're welcome to, but I don't want to give you any details. I just know that it might be free. Found that out after the fact. If you also want to go somewhere else, I heard you can go to Bogota Airport. So if you have a layover there, or if you're coming in, or you have a couple of days that you're going over to Bogota, you can go into the airport, and there's a space over there that is also free. We didn't go there. We did a little research into it. It seems pretty easy. So if you're going to the airport in Bogota, know that you can also get it there too. Okay, so that's pretty much how you get a yellow fever vaccine. I'm fully nomadic, as I said in the beginning, and travel all over the world. Stay places for a couple of months. maybe I've been to a place that you're going, and if you enjoyed this, maybe I have some helpful tips that can make it a little bit more enjoyable when you arrive too. So go ahead and check out some of the other videos, see if I've been to a place that you're headed, or maybe a place you want to go. See you soon. Subscribe if you like.